is Kara Rickman, and I was so excited when Chris asked me to come and present to you guys about my boot camp. I'm going to share with you guys how I planned and promoted my boot camp. It's called From Boot Camp to Membership. And then also how I got some more subscribers to my membership from my boot camp. If you guys have any questions while I am speaking or, presenting, please let me know. I know we're going to have a Q&A at the end, right, Chris? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So I am a 25-year veteran teacher. I'm still teaching full time. I teach first grade. I've taught third grade, and I'm still teaching first grade right now. I love first grade and I love teaching students, but I also love teaching teachers as well. So in my school district, I teach in Boerne, Texas, which is a rural community north of San Antonio in the Texas Hill Country. I have been a coach, a mentor, and a trainer for Boerne ISD for many, many years, about 20 years. I have my own Facebook group called Create Your Balance with Literacy, and I have my TPT store, Create Your Balance with Literacy, since 2016. And so I'm building those things up as I go. I've given multiple trainings in my Facebook group since I am CPE certified. So in Texas, you have to get CPE certified in order to um, allow the hours that you give to be certified to the other teachers to be counted in Texas. And so I am CPE certified. So that's one thing I can give to my teachers when they attend my webinars and my trainings. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm going to share with you how I did my boot camp and planned and promoted it. It's called Empowering Connection. And so it's a back to school boot camp. And I have to give my inspiration to Amy Porterfield because if you guys know Amy Porterfield, she is the guru of Digital Course Academy. But she has a boot camp that I took last summer. And so some of these ideas I can't take credit for. I got a lot of these ideas from her. And so she's been my inspiration through this whole thing. So thank you, Amy, for all your inspiration. So this is my boot camp. It's called Empowering Connection, first week of school with less stress and no mess. So I gave two different rounds of this, and a boot camp, if you're not familiar with what a boot camp is, it's kind of like a snippet of your membership. So if you have a membership that has courses or TPT products or anything like that, I just pulled out some of my special TPT products that would sell really well at the beginning of school. And so I know a lot of teachers, especially brand new teachers, I love teaching new teachers. That's what I do. So when you want to start a boot camp, you want to think about some things. These are some things that I was thinking about in my head. So, how much is the cost for one? What do you want to teach in your boot camp? How do you want to launch it, and when do you want to start? How long do you want to make for the launch to last? How many trainings do you want to give in the boot camp? Where are you going to host your boot camp? Are you going to host it on Kajabi Community? Are you going to host it in your Facebook group? Are you going to host it on Zoom? Okay, Google Meet. You have to decide where you want to host it. Who is going to be your audience? That's important. You want to promote to those people. How are you going to promote it? And where will you have incentives? So you want to have some kind of incentives for your boot camp for people to sign up. Okay. Now, this was the very first time I have ever done this. This was my just the first time I've ever done this. So I was really like getting my feet wet and I was learning as I go. And so it's not perfect, but I know some things that I'm already going to tweak for next summer. So I gave my boot camp in July, in June and July. I gave two different rounds. So why have a boot camp? So promoting your resources is the number one thing. Show them in action and to get your audience hooked into them so they want more. Okay. Hence later they want to be in your membership. So you also want to problem solve something, a quick fix for your audience, providing something that they can use immediately following your boot camp. So whatever you have that will problem solve, give them a quick fix so they can get your resource, they can download it right away. They can make copies of it, they can laminate it or whatever they needed to be doing to get it right away. And then I always wanted to charge a small amount for my boot camp. So I charged $35. I recommend charging for a boot camp, not for free. Because if the people sign up for free, they're not going to show up as much as the audience who paid. They will be more engaged if they pay. So you get what you pay for, right? So if you charge a small fee, something 35 or less or whatever you think is great, but I would not give it away for free because that's a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of time away from your family that you are doing, for them for free. That's really not fair for you. So I would recommend charging something. And then having live trainings for your audience to connect with you and ask questions. I love giving live trainings. I always give live trainings in my Facebook group once a month. I love doing that. I love engaging my audience. I love asking them questions. And I love getting feedback from them as well. So this is a great way to connect with your audience. So if you have a Facebook group yourself, this is a great way to do that. If you are CPE certified or if you can offer professional development hours, that's another incentive to have a boot camp so you can offer your teachers or your audience the hours that they need. And then offer a pop-up Facebook group to host your live trainings. I had a pop-up Facebook group, which was separate from my regular private Facebook group, which was only for the boot camp. Okay. And it was only open for 3 weeks. So it's kind of like an urgency to get them to download your products you quickly, watch their trainings. When you're going live, they need to watch them or they'll miss out because after 3 weeks, it's over. So I would pause the group. And then number 7, offer limited resources that go along with your bootcamp for free and upload them into your Facebook group. So if you have exclusive resources that are only for your bootcamp, that's another way to entice them to pay for it because they're not offered anywhere else. They're not offered in your TPT store. They're not offered on your website. They're just offered in the bootcamp. Or you can pull out TPT resources like I did that are top sellers for back to school to put in the boot camp. It was kind of like a toolkit that I put together for them to download. And then I also gave giveaways in the boot camp. I gave away a free mentor text. I gave away a TBT or Amazon gift card to promote engagement. So if they posted a question in the Facebook group about anything that I was teaching them, I would put their name in a raffle. And then at the very end of the last training, I drew some names, and so they could win a free mentor text for their classroom or a TPT or Amazon gift card. So that was it in a nutshell, but I'm going to go through a lot of different details with you. I would recommend that you make notes, keep a journal, or on Google Docs. Keep a list of things for your boot camp if you're interested, because you will forget. You will forget about different details that you are thinking of. So what I did was I made a list of my launching schedule. My first Facebook Live was the first weekend in June or June 16th, and that's when I would promote my boot camp. The second Facebook Live was the next Sunday after that. So I did 2 Facebook Lives in my other private Facebook group to get them aware of what I was offering in the boot camp. And then I had an open cart for 1 week. And then I had an early bird special, and then I had closed cart after the first week. So I had 13 teachers register for the first round. And so I made a list of all their names and then how much they paid. And then I also gave away a free ticket to somebody who was commenting during the Facebook Live. Okay. And so again, it was engaging to them and it was an incentive for them to show up and for them to be commenting. And then the second round I gave from July 29th to August the 4th. It was a week long. And again, I just made a list of my launching schedule. And I added another training to this one because I had some teachers that were asking for an extra training that for literacy centers, how to launch your literacy centers from day one. So I did an extra training, but then I upped the price for the boot camp. So the first round it was $25, and then the second round it was $35. So I had 6 teachers register for that one, and then 2 of them got it for free. So how did I promote? I made a Canva video, and I'm going to show us. I hope you guys can hear this because this is what I put on my Facebook group, and I launched it on Pinterest. I launched it on my Instagram, and I emailed it to my email list. Hi, Kate. This is see if you can hear this. Come straight your mouse with literacy.
How about a back to school boot camp called Empowering Connection from July 29th to August the 4th? In this boot camp, you'll receive 6 hours of CME credit, 6 live trainings with Q&A, a private Facebook group to connect and get supported, a chance to win TPT and Amazon gift cards, a lifetime access to all my back to school resources, a chance to win a free mentor text, and a one-time payment of $35. So let's take your classroom to the next level. And training number one is all about classroom systems, how to organize your classroom and set up your stations, how to organize student supplies, and your mentor text, plus much more. Training number two is all about Readers Workshop, how to get your ELA block off the ground with the I do, the we do, and the you do gradual release of responsibility. Training number three is all about Writers Workshop, how to get your writing block off the ground using the gradual release of responsibility. I do, we do. Training number four is all about math workshop, how to get your math station started and up and running using a teacher table, independent practice, math journal, and technology. Training number five is all about the first 5 days of science, how to set up your science center, how to have an easy prep for science investigations on the first day of school and get your kids hooked into science. And training number six is all about building relationships with students and parents, how to have an effective meet the teacher night, how to start a social contract, and effective morning meeting routines. All of this can be yours if you sign up on my wait list. I will send you an email soon with all the information. Until next time, let's take your classroom to start.
Okay, so that just gives you an idea of what my video looked like. So I made it all on Canva, and I just took videos of myself teaching to put it in the video, and then of the kids, of course. So a lot of the things that you saw in the video were my resources in action, so they could see it. So I had a wait list. So this was really a good move because I wanted to have a wait list for my teachers to sign up. If they signed up on the wait list, they could get a free resource. Now, this free resource was not something that I just created for this. This was just a freebie from my TPT store. And so I would give them a freebie if they signed up. So what this was is that they had to put their name, their email, and then what grade they're going to be teaching. And then I asked them, what are you looking forward to in the boot camp? So that then they could give me some feedback on something that like a preview. So I knew what they wanted or what they needed. And so whatever they said in the comments is what I tried to add to my boot camp. So, you know how they say that teachers buy what they help create. So if they help create what they want, then they're better off to, you know, as an incentive, and they're better to sign, more apt to sign up. So I had a wait list and I promoted this in my Facebook group so they could sign up there, and then also in my email list also. So when I was the first day of the boot camp opened up, I sent out an email to register. So the people that were on my wait list, they got the first email. So they were like the number one people. So I just told them that the boot camp was open for registration today. And remember that you signed up on my wait list to get more information about the first week of school boot camp. The day has finally arrived, and I'm beyond excited to announce that my first week of school boot camp is officially open. After months of hard work getting this boot camp ready, I cannot wait for you to dive in and have a great back to school with less stress and no mess. But you better snag it quickly because spaces are limited. I'm only accepting 25 people in the boot camp. So then I have a little button that says join now. And then I told them the price and then everything about they're going to get a Kajabi link to sign up. And then in the Kajabi email, they're going to have a password. And the password is for the pop-up Facebook group. So I told them they have to check their email. Okay. After the first round was over, I got a lot of great feedback from some teachers that were already in the boot camp. So then I put some feedback in the email so they could see about, you know, different things that the other teachers liked about it. So I had some great feedback from other teachers. So um, that would be awesome if you could email it to your email list. Okay, if you have a wait list, that's really important because then you also get emails to add to your email list as well. And then I also promoted it on my podcast. So I only have had my podcast for like a year. So I did a whole back to school boot camp preview. So what I did was when I recorded it in my Facebook group, I repurposed it for my podcast. So whatever I did on my preview, I just kind of tweaked it a little bit to fit my podcast. And so then I could also promote it there too. So that was really awesome. And then you could also promote on your Facebook page, Instagram, and of course Pinterest also. So this was the Facebook Live that I gave in my Facebook group. This was the cover of it. And then I also told them if you're commenting, you might win a free ticket. And you better believe they were commenting. It was amazing. They wanted that free ticket. So it was really awesome because they were commenting on every little thing that I was saying. Oh, this sounds really, really awesome. Or I really want this. Or so it was really fun. And then I told them all of the resources that they were going to get in the boot camp. So I made a list and it was $65 in value, but they were only going to pay 35. So they were getting free resources within the boot camp. So they only had to pay 35. So that was another incentive for them to join. So I would suggest maybe, like I said, exclusive resources that you're only making for your boot camp or like the top sellers in your TPT store to add to it. And then I told them the schedule. There was 7 different trainings, and I told them the date and then what each training was all about. Training number 1, classroom systems. Training number 2, the first 5 days of readers workshop. Training number 3, the first 5 days of writers workshop. Training number 4, the first 5 days of math workshop. Training number 5, first 5 days of science. Training number 6, building relationships with parents and students. And then training 7, launching literacy centers from day 1. So that I gave them a little preview of what each module was or each training was. And so I told them training number 1, this is what you're going to get. Setting up your classroom, organizing your centers, how to student name tag tips and tricks, teacher table organization, mentor text organization, unit organization, student supply organization, activities for the first week of school with your resources, student data folders, how to organize your student data binder, your exit tickets, how I do those, and rules and procedures for carpet, classroom, cafeteria, recess, and dismissal. And then I said, look, these are the resources you're going to get with training number 1. I have 6 different resources. These are my best sellers for the back to school um, season. And so they can get their student data binder trackers. They can get thematic cover pages. They can get exit tickets. They can get my rules and procedure cards. They can get the days of the week farmhouse fun, days of the week cards. And then they can get their library labels to organize their library. So that was just training number 1. And then I went on to training number 2. Now I'm not going to go through all of these with you, but for training number 2, it was the first 5 days of readers workshop. So this is what they got: lesson plans with objectives, suggested mentor text, anchor charts, differentiated interactive notebooks, how to teach the I do, we do, and you do, which is the gradual release of responsibility, the rigor and relevance, how to add that into your lesson plan, and then introducing rules and procedures. And then I gave them a little snippet of what the lesson plan looks like. So this is the lesson plan for day number 1. Why do readers read? And the objective, the mentor text, the anchor chart, and then the 3 different differentiated notebooks. So I color coded the interactive notebooks red, green, and yellow. The red was the below level for their students to differentiate. And then the green was the on level, and then the yellow was the above level. So they had 3 different choices. Just another incentive for them to want to buy it, right? So, and then I also gave them explicit instructions on how to teach the I do, the we do, and the you do. And I just typed everything out exactly how I would teach it. So that was very, very helpful for them. Because some of these teachers were brand new and they had never ever taught reading like this before, or they had never taught writing like this before. So I was very, very detailed in my directions. And then at the end, of course, I picked one lucky teacher to win a free ticket. And so they got in for free. And then it was interesting because both of the teachers that won the free tickets, they ended up buying my membership. So it was like, oh, hey, that's great. So that worked out really well. So then they got into my pop-up Facebook group. And like I said, the Empowering Connection one was only for 3 weeks. So I gave the training for a whole week. I started on Sunday to Saturday. And so they had a whole week to watch all the videos. They're all live trainings, and I made sure they were at the exact same time every single day. So they knew like the consistency of the training, so they knew when to join. And so training number one was classroom systems. And then if they posted a question in the Facebook group about anything, I would put their name in a raffle. And then at the end of the last training, I would raffle off the TBT card or the Amazon gift card or the free mentor text. So this was an example of one of the questions. She said, "Do you have a list of math literature?" And so after I gave the math training, then I showed them, okay, this is a resource that you could buy. This is in my TPT store. And then I explained what it has in it on all the different books that were in the list for the literature for math. And then it has vocabulary cards and all that different things. So I was kind of showcasing that in the boot camp, but I wasn't giving it to them. So they could get it later if they wanted to. So, and then training number two was the launching readers workshop. And at the end of that training, I started to I started giving them a preview of my membership. So I told them, if you would like day 6 through 10, I also have a course that is in my membership that lays it out even longer. So now that you have day 1 through 5, if you want day 6 through 10, you can check out my membership because it has the course in it. And so I kind of gave them an incentive to check out my membership. On the first day of the training, I didn't really want to like overwhelm them too much with my membership right away. So I just waited. And the first training was really long anyway, so I didn't want to overwhelm them. And I gave them a lot of resources the first day to kind of nurture them and give them, like feel like they were appreciated. And so then the second day, I was like, okay, so if you want day 6 through 10, you can check out my membership. Same with Writer's Workshop. I have a course that is in my membership about how to launch Writer's Workshop. So after the training, I said, "Hey, if you want 6 through 10, you can check out my course From Scribbles to Stories, How to Launch Writer's Workshop from day 1, and it has even more lessons for you if you want to check that out." So I would give them an incentive to look at it. And then day 4 was the math workshop. Same thing. If you want day 6 through 10, after the training, you could check out my course. And I tell them my courses are 6 CP hours long. So if they complete a course, they get 6 CPE hours from me for their PD credit. Okay, and then day 5 was the science one. Same thing with that. Then you can check out my Empowering Connection course, and it has all the lessons 1 through 10. It has all the bootcamp lessons plus longer lessons for you to look at. So I would just kind of promote those as I went along. And so a lot of the teachers were very interested in the membership because they wanted more. They wanted more resources. And I also have all of my TPT products in my membership, all 400 something of them. So they're all in there. They can have them year round whenever they want to, and it's all organized by month. So if they want just back to school, there's a whole module with just back to school resources. So this is building relationships. I'm training number 6. Again, I promoted my membership after that one. And then training number 7 was the literacy centers. That this one they asked for. The teachers in the first boot camp asked for this, and so this is what I added to the second round. And so I told the teachers in the first round if they would like to participate in this training number 7 because they didn't get to in the first round, they could participate in this one if they wanted to. So I added them back into the Facebook group if they wanted to. So that was perfectly fine. And most of them that wanted this training were already in my membership anyway. So it was really fun. So then I promoted my membership again. And then at the very, very end, I gave them a boot camp questionnaire. So because I wanted feedback. So because this is my first time to ever do this. And so it was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I did this right, or, is there anything I need to tweak? So they had to tell me something that they loved about the boot camp and something to improve on. And so I got a lot of great feedback about it. And then if they want a mentor text, they had to put in their address and their phone number, of course, and then their email if they were not on my email list, because I also give out weekly newsletters. And so they include freebies, dollar deals, webinar information, my YouTube video of the week, my podcast episode of the week, and then my blog post of the week. So they could sign up for my newsletter if they wanted to. And so this is a really good way to get great feedback from your audience, and then just connect with them and then add them to your email list too if they're not already on your email list. But they should be if they're in your boot camp. So I had 5 teachers join my membership. after the boot camp. So they all wanted level two. So I have two levels. I have level one, which is just my TPT products, and then level two has all the courses. So they all wanted level two because they wanted all the courses. And so that was really awesome. And so next summer, hopefully I can get more because I can have a bigger audience. I'm hoping. So my email list will grow, my Facebook group will grow. So it's just, a learning process. We're all learning, right? We're all tweaking as we go along. I feel like I'm just like treading water the whole time, it's like, okay, I'm gonna fix this or I'm gonna tweak this for next time. So all right. Well, I'm sorry I was talking really fast, but that is it in a nutshell. And you guys, if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. I will try to answer it as best I can.